Hi everyone, I am here once more to teach you commercial application, and the chapter that I am doing is market and marketing. Uh, this is the topic that we have already covered in the previous classes: meaning of market, types of market, meaning of marketing, stages of marketing. And today I am going to do meaning of service with examples, differences between a product and a service, and why has service become so important in today's life? Services or service. What is a service? Service are dates, processes, act or performance. Like comedian in a circus, you see people performing. You enjoy their performance, right? So this performance is termed as service. A service is an activity of benefit that is offered by one party to another. Again, the magician is performing some kind of tricks. What is he doing? He is involved in a kind of activity. He is performing his activity, and on the other side, you are enjoying that, right? So there are two parties involved. It is invisible and it does not result in any transfer of ownership. It is invisible. We cannot test it before we take the service, right? We can fail the service only after the result we get. It has a potential to satisfy human needs. Now, if we need to define services, how do we define? Service means an act or performance that can satisfy some human needs and can be offered for sale. Some examples like a comedy club, going to a health club, cinema, theater, so on. So type of services. Services type. What are the different types of services? So you can say business services, business services. So these services are provided by business organizations like transportation, insurance, banking, so on. Number two, social services or social service. These are provided voluntarily, maybe for personal gratification, with the objective of providing some services to the society, like providing meal to the needy. Three, you have personal service. This is the service provided to an individual according to his requirement, like a haircut by a barber, parlor, a treatment from the doctor. These are all provided as per the requirement of an individual. So services can be broadly divided into business service, social service, and personal service. Now we'll go on to the features of services or the characteristics of services. What are the characteristics? Intangibility means invisible. Services are not visible, they are felt. We feel that yes, I have received the service. How do we feel it? We feel it due to the outcome we get, due to the result we get from that particular service. Exchange value. Yes, services are offered for sale. It also has monetary value. Like you want to have a haircut, the barber gives you the haircut, in return you need to pay him. Perishability means services cannot be stored. It is not durable. If you miss to consume that service in that particular point of time, it is not available the next time. Right? Take for example, a bus has 50 seats. but it got only 30 passengers, 20 seats are remaining in the first trip, right? Now the these 20 seats will not be available in the second trip once the first trip is done. So that 20 seats is not available for the second trip. In the second trip, it cannot be 70 now, right? This is what it means by perishability. Variability means it is not standardized. Services are not homogeneous. It varies from person to person and from time to time. Like this time, you went to a restaurant, you had a meal, you found the ambience very good, soft music was there, the food was served immediately, it was a hot, spicy food, and you are saying inside, oh, today I'm very happy with the service I got. So you felt the difference from the first visit. So that's what it varies. And why it varies? Because these are not manufactured in the machine under some specifications, right? Inseparability. That means the person who is giving you service and the service itself cannot be separated. Take an example of a driver and a cab. You want the service of a driver to take you from point A to point B. The driver has to be in the car and drive you from one place to another place. A driver cannot give you service being away from the car. He has to take part, right? So that's what. His service cannot be separated. If you want to take the service from the driver has to be in the car, right? Now we go on to the differences between a product and a service. So guys, here I'd like to tell you one thing. Even in the question, even in the exams, if you get a question based on differences between a product and the service, try to follow a tabular method of answering the question here. You can divide into three parts or three columns. First column you can write basis of distinction, then whatever is asked, product or service. First point, tangibility. Product, it can be seen, touched and felt, whereas in case of services, it cannot be seen and touched. Number two, inseparability. A product can be separated from the makers. At the time of sale of product, the producer need not be present. A service cannot be separated from the service provider. Service provider has to be present at the time of giving service, of course, which I have already explained to you. Perishability, you have the difference here. Homogeneity, products are identical. That means products are same. Service cannot be same. Services vary from person to person or from time to time. Quality, yes, in case of product you can measure the quality, but which you cannot do with services. Replacement, a product can be replaced but services cannot be replaced. Ownership, in case of product, different person can be owner of a product at different point of time, but service, no. It is the same person who owns the service. Like barber, haircut. You cannot take the service from him and give the haircut to another person, right? Yes. Now when we are talking so much about service, the service has become so important in today's life. The economy, the service sector is growing in the economy. And you know why? What are the reasons for the growth of the service sectors? Yes, these are the reasons. Improved standard of living. Why? The per capita income increases. Your income increases. So, you would like to consume different services. maybe like you go to parlor, right? You go to gym, you go to fitness centers in order to keep yourself fit. So the demand for these kind of services increase with the increase in your income. Improved communication. With the modern means of communication, there is the growth of these service sectors like BPO, KPO. We talk about call centers, no? Many people are employed in the call centers. Telemarketing, okay? Urbanization. Now there is a trend of people moving from rural sector to the urban areas. Lots of people are moving towards the urban places. And this has given rise to the demand for what? Housing, infrastructure, education, health sector, policing, law and order, rapid industrialization, lots of industries coming up. Now with this increase in the industrialization, there is a demand for what? There is more demand for transportation, insurance, banking sectors, and so on. Women in workforce. This is the present trend. Women are doing job, they are working. So this has led to the rise in the demand for babysitting, crèche, domestic help. So these are some of these reasons why services have become so important. I think here we have come to the end of this chapter as well as the topic. Thank you. Stay home and stay safe.